Alright, let's take a look at homework lesson 3.1 on ThinkCentral. A pretty simple, straightforward problem here. If there's a path and it's 5 kilometers long and you run around it 5 times, how many kilometers did you run? So basically that's just 5 times, so that would equal to 25 kilometers. It's a simple, straightforward multiplication problem. Again, we have a simple, straightforward multiplication problem. You have boxes of markers. There's 6 markers in each box, and 9 boxes, so it's 6 times 9. You should end up with 54 markers in total. So now we start looking at similar problems, but it's multiplication of fractions. So here you have what is 1/4 of 8. So I've drawn 8 objects, and if you divide these into fourths, it would be 2 in each fourth. So basically taking 1/4 of 8, of means times, so 1/4 of 8 is 1/4 times 8, and using the keep, change, flip strategy, you keep the inverse strategy is 1/4 of 8 is the same as 8 divided into 4, and if you divide 8 into 4 groups, you end up with 2 in each group. So they're asking us what is 1/3 of 9, and if you have 9 and you cut those into thirds like this, 1/3 of them would equal to 3. So 1/3 of 9 is the same as 1/3 times 9, which is the same as 9 divided by 3, which is the same as 9/3, which is the same as 3. Same problem as the last one. You're taking 1/4 of 12, so I've drawn 12 things, and I cut these into fourths, and you can see that 1/4 of 12 is 3. So 1/4 of 12 is the same as 12 divided by 4, which is the same as 12/4, which is the same as 3 in each group. In problem number 5, they're asking us to use a comparison bar model to figure out, and we're comparing two things. We're comparing Natasha's 15 quarts of soup to Manuel's 5 quarts of soup. So Natasha has 15 quarts of soup here, and Manuel has 5. So what is the comparison? Well, it looks like Natasha is going to be 3 times more than Manuel, or Manuel is going to be 1/3 as much as Natasha. So the answer A is the correct answer because it's showing the proper comparison bar model. B is not correct because it's showing that Manuel only has 3, and in the question it says Manuel has 5 quarts. And this is exact same as the other one, except this time Natasha has 15 quarts of soup and Manuel has 3, so you're comparing 3 to 15, and you see that Manuel is 1/5, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Manuel is 1/5 as much as Natasha. So Manuel made 1/5 times as many quarts as Natasha. Alright, we're again using comparison bar models to show the difference between these two groups. There's 10 girls standing in one line and 5 boys in the other. So you have the girls here are 10 and the boys are 5. So the girls here equals 2 times the boys, and the boys is equal to 1/2 of the girls. So you use inverse relationships to formulate your equations using the comparison bar. The boys is half of the girls, and the girls is 2 times the boys. Alright, they're asking us to construct a comparison bar between pennies and nickels. If there are 21 pennies and 7 nickels, well then the pennies is 3 times the nickels, and the nickels is 1/3, because 1/3 is 7 is 1/3 of 21. So it's pennies divided by 3 equals nickels, or 1/3 of the pennies, 1/3 times pennies equals nickels. They're asking us to compare Fred and Scott. Fred has 56 football cards, and Scott has 1/8 as many. So if I take 56 and I divide it by 8, like that, what is 1/8 of 56? And 1/8 of 56 is the same as 1/8 times 56, which is the same as 56 divided by 8, which is equal to 7. So Scott must have 7 football cards. In problem number 11, they ask us how many times as many fish did Amy catch as Bill. So Amy is less than Bill, so we know that's not a whole time as many, and Amy caught 10 and Bill caught 20. So how many times as many fish did Amy catch as Bill? She caught 1/2 as many, because 10 is half of 20. So that's how we know Amy caught half as much as Bill did. It's a little bit difficult because they're asking you to think in terms of fractions. Usually when you think times as much, you think more than, but you can also have half as much or 1/4 as much, and fractions do count as numbers when you're multiplying. Problem number 12, we've got Gina's points and Brent's points. So Gina is 50, so draw a comparison bar model for Gina, and Brent is 10 here, and Jacob is 5 here. So they're asking us, Gina scored how many times as much as Brent? So Gina is, if you think about it, just do that. Gina is 5 times as much as Brent, and Brent scored 1/5 as much as Gina. I don't know why they gave us Jacob's points, because he's not part of the problem. So 10 is 1/5 of 50, and 50 is 5 times 10. So they give us a table. They're asking us to figure out the length of these snakes. So Speedy, that's Speedy here, and Speedy is N, but Lola is 1/4 of N. So Lola must be this much here. She's 1/4 of N, and Pretzel is 4 times N. So Pretzel is actually, I didn't draw that right, but Pretzel is 4 times as much as N. So if Speedy is 12 inches long, how much is Lola? So what is 1/4 of 12? 1/4 of 12 is the same as 12 divided by 4, which is equal to 3. So Lola must be 3 inches long.